Sup everyone, welcome to vlog 26 from this tiny tropical garden. I start this week with some bad news. My geranium Madurense finally toppled over. I wasn't really surprised, there were so many magnificent blooms on the top of this plant that it was just getting really top heavy. I really want to collect some seed from this plant, so I decided to carry it to my parents' garden where I could plant it and let the seeds fully mature. Man, did I get some strange looks from the cars passing by. But the death of this geranium has opened up a new planting opportunity, and it's revealed the Fatsia polycarpa that I planted behind. But looking at it now, I decided to move the Fatsia to behind the Enseti banana, because the exotic looking leaves are evergreen and will continue to look great when the bananas are going dormant in winter. I started by planting some of the dark-leaved coleus cuttings that I showed you how to propagate earlier on. And then around these I planted these Nicotiana seedlings, which I was very late to sow. At the edge of the bed is the Persicaria runcinata, which I divided from the clump that I planted in the garden earlier in the year. I also took this as an opportunity to take some tip cuttings to see if I can propagate some new plants in one of my old glass spice jars again. Fingers crossed this works. And at the back I've moved my Melianthus major, which brings all of the silvery and purple colours together very well. I just like to add some orange to make it pop. And the delicate looking flowers of our Sambucus are starting to emerge. They contrast well against the big foliage of a tropical garden. The local pest control swiftly moved in and saw an opportunity to make a mess everywhere that I'd been trying to tidy up. That aside, I really do love watching the wildlife in our garden. Seeing them interact with the plants and water and spaces that we create makes it all worthwhile. I also moved one of my young Trachycarpus palms out of its pot and into a central spot in the garden. Eventually, I'd like this to add height, as well as act as a bit of a windbreak for all of the other more tender plants in the garden. Plants like these Colocasia esculenta, or elephant ears. These are all plants that I propagated from the one plant that I had last year, and I'd like to plant 3 of them in the garden. And I'm currently just setting them in positions in pots, and just seeing if I like where they are before I put them into the ground, because I have a bad habit of moving plants. The Colocasias look extremely tropical, with their enormous leaves along the edge of the stream. And another plant that looks tropical in a stream are these Sarracenia pitcher plants. I purchased this hybrid from somebody at a local show last summer, and it's been outdoors all winter and it's putting up new pictures, which I am very happy about. Also at the edge of the stream is the crazy blooms of the Campanula, and the creeping thyme is budding up and it should be bright pink and covered in blooms in the next couple of weeks. And the young loquat tree that we treated for interveinal chlorosis, or the yellowing of the leaves, a couple of weeks back, is actually starting to show signs of recovery, which is great. At the moment, I'm just having to hose the aphids off of the new growth every evening. But all in all this week, though it was mostly dry, today, Friday, it's absolutely chucked it down, so everything has had a good drink. Which should mean in the coming couple of weeks, everything's going to really grow away fast, and all the gaps should start filling out. Abbotsbury Gardens Rare and Exotic Plant Fair is in a week's time, June 16th, so I'm trying to save some gaps in my garden for any treasures that I might find there. I will try and resist the urge of buying plants until then. Now if you've got any questions or tips, please comment below, and if you like this video, hit subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next week.